Hey everybody, this is Grace. In this video, I'm going to talk about something that's happened over this past week. Okay, a week and a half, I don't know exactly how long, I can't remember, and I'd ask Adam and he couldn't remember either. But it was a bunch of things, back to back practically, that really, by yesterday, I felt like, wow, I was extremely stressed, had a stress headache, and I've been having stress headaches and been on Tylenol. I feel one coming back now. But it was all about these little things, like I talk about little things that people do to you that some would say are petty. You should just let it roll off your back, but they keep doing them, and the other person keeps saying, oh, it's petty. No, they're not petty. The actions might be petty, but the purpose is not. And that purpose may be to do crazy making, whatever, they're causing you some harm. Well, these things were more of petty things, but it wasn't like there was a purpose behind each one. It wasn't one person crazy making. It was just being out in Narcissismville. I mentioned I live in Narcissismville. Wealthy people, and I'm not saying that all wealthy people are this way. I'm not saying all people here are this way. But yeah, it's got a reputation in Texas for being where people have high senses of entitlement, and so on. And it's pretty bad. So, going out to stores and stuff, or just wherever I go to take care of whatever I'm doing. I'm a homemaker, so, wherever I'm going, it can be so frustrating. But for me, the first one in this little thing that happened, and I did make videos detailing it all. I made a video right after it happened, and then I made a video. I calmed myself down, went to a park and made the video. But later on, I deleted both of them. And I can go into great detail. I'm not like the histrionic type. But yeah, but I don't want to do the great detail on this video. Basically, I was threatened. I was in an innocent bystander in a store, just like I said, innocent bystander, and two men. One I'd say is 10 to 15 years older than I. The other one was, probably his son, but probably like 5 years younger, maybe, or 5 or 10 years younger. And it was really screwed up, the whole situation, because where these men, I've been my whole adult life around people from various countries, a lot of different countries, and a lot of different ethnic groups. I'm a sociologist. Couldn't figure these two out, and I knew that they had to be related, but they were acting like they're not, because where they're from, very few people come here from that country. Okay, yeah, from the whole country, and they're a little small section of that whole big country, and usually they're people who are rich that do come from that little, subset. So why they were there, everything, and what they were doing was apparently the expression would be they were setting up something. There was some kind of distraction to do something. What? I don't know, because the whole thing that happened is because I was an innocent bystander and I just happened to be there. I think the expression is I foiled their plan. I've never had reason to use that expression, foiled their plan. Yeah. And one of them kind of threatened me. Some people can threaten you by saying something like, have a good day, ma'am. Like that, and they have that mean, evil look. It's only happened to me that time in my life, but yeah, you can see it on TV shows and whatever. And you know what it means. You know the look, the attitude. Some people do. But, I left from there feeling, oh, man, I need to be afraid, very afraid. Walking out into the parking lot, just be afraid. I'm not afraid of people, seriously. So it was pretty bad, just the whole thing. And that was just one of them. Then, I had the same kind of situation that just another store, another place. And it was the person professional in it. I'm not saying anything bad about professionals. Don't anybody pick up on that and say, oh, professionals, they're all bad. No, this one was. And she has been. She's a young woman, and she has kind of the attitude that she's going to do what she wants to do, no matter what you, the customer, me, the customer, is going to say. I'm the customer. I'm paying. No, it's not your way. Yeah. But she tried deflection. I'm not a good person to try deflection on at all. Nope, not happening. I let her know by just doing it right back to her. Throwing that frisbee, right back at her. So, but that would boomerang, and But anyway, so that's what she tried to boomerang me. But yeah, and she was just totally stunned. Don't mess with the master woman. That's a little bit of a joke, but yeah, I know enough about it that no, don't try to do that with me. And it shocked her because somebody, apparently she's not used to somebody actually stumping. Well, I stumped her. No, the question was, that's a good way to start off. The question was, the statement was, and I had a witness. It wasn't somebody I knew, but anyway, but just the whole thing was a whole bunch of little things, one after another, that were because of life in Narcissismville. And it really got to me, really stressed me out. And yesterday, whenever that one with deflection happened, I got home, I told Adam, I said, I just need to get over this. I wish I just could, but it was just so many back to back to back, One, yeah, easy to get over, but back to back, and the same kind of thing that happened before, and so on and so forth. And it seems like, nothing really changes and that kind of thing. Well, I got over it, I did. I got over it. But before I got over it, I was really feeling like, I don't know what I would call this, stress. I'm not going to call it a stress meltdown, or, I'm not going to call it a mental meltdown, or whatever, any of the things that we usually hear, emotional, mental breakdown or something like that. It wasn't that severe, but it was like, just so much, and so much stress because of one after the other. So, anyway, I got over it, like I said, but still, it's like, this kind of stuff is not getting any better, and it really needs to start getting better, because this world that's being developed, I guess, evolving into, is something really bad. And I think many of us know that. So, but then when you're doing little things and somebody's able to really just, everywhere you go, I want to make a video on that, the collective narcissism. I always do make videos on collective narcissism, but yeah, when people are being trained to deflect all the bad stuff, the stuff they do wrong onto the customer, consumer, whatever, that kind of thing, yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd talk about this. It does help for me to talk about it on video, but I need to start putting them up instead of deleting them. Sometimes I do, and I think most time I don't. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. If you want to subscribe to this channel, click the circle. If you want to watch the video on this channel, click on the rectangles. Like, subscribe, and comment if you would, and I'll talk to y'all in another video. Bye.